Welcome everybody to another episode of Unfolding Next. This is the second part of the video where I was trying to give some tips and some recommendation to people or business owners or small business owners that are in need to free up some time and make the workflow more smooth and automated. So in the first video, please, if you haven't seen it, have a look at the first video. I put the link in the description. On the part 1, we discuss about 2 important points. The first of the 2 steps is identifying which process are time-consuming, recurrent, and daunting, in terms of intensive, manual labor intensive time spending, let's say, that required a lot of time every day or every week, and it's a repetitive action. Identify them. And the second second point of the video was about the automation, for example, of shipping labels. In terms, I made the example of the Australia Post, but it could be for any let's say shipping providers. It could be courier or whatever. I made an example for the Australian Post because it's the most used system and mode to deliver in Australia. I think around more than 85% of the business are using it. However, this is the second part. So today I'm gonna highlight two big other pitfall and issue that a lot of businesses and small business do have. One is some sort of, especially for small businesses and online shop, the inventory issue, and the data analysis. These are the 2 focus of this video. So inventory issue, as per inventory issue, I do know for sure that the major issue that a lot of business do have, especially small business in a way and big business in another way, it's having an updated count of the inventory at exactly at the moment of that we are in. I'll make myself clear. So there is no point to have an inventory count if my inventory is updated at the wrong time, if it makes sense. There are businesses obviously that can be more impacted by or less impacted by, depends on the goods that they sell in it. I'll make you an example. So in an online shop, what you want to do is having your stock represented at the moment at the real time in your online shop, reflecting what actually you do have available to sell it. And in saying that, I know that a lot of small business, because they got problem in inventory, what are they doing? They say, okay, let's say they got 10 items in stock, they put 8 items in stock to sell, or 9, just in case there is a discrepancy. Well, I don't think it's the right way to do it, but I heard about big multi-million-dollar businesses that they updated stock count would happen, and this is on a multi-million-dollar business and multi-million-dollar system in a warehouse is updated at the moment then our goods leave the warehouse. And that's crazy for me. Make you an example. There is 10 items into this warehouse, okay? The website, it is showing that there are 10 items, let's say. morning. One person purchased all these 10 items in the morning and paid through the website, no problem. 15 minutes later or 30 minutes later, another person see these 10 items still available on the website and purchase these 10 items. And this is things that happen into a multi-million-dollar business that I've been witnessed personally. And they said to me, well, until the order is processed into the warehouse and has been marked as processed and leaving the warehouse, well, it does not update the website, let's say, stock. And when I got told that, okay, if it would be a small private little business, it was like a multi-million-dollar business that was also saying to me, well, our system is incredible and we spend millions. And I was like, whoa. So it was funny. The capability of a business doesn't mean that their process are streamlined and they are following a proper and precise workflow. So that's really good for whoever intend to start a business or whoever is working into a business and can identify this, can be rectified easily, and it will avoid you problem and issue to solve. Of course, you can just call the customer and say, hey, sorry, there's been a discrepancy, but how much time? How many people involved? And again and again. So let's go back on that. Let's go then back and talking about the small business that got inventory issue. Every business, I'm not talking about drop shipping. Drop shipping, it's a different story and required also in theory, more automation if you would like to run it smoothly, but it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about somebody that have a small business and ship to customer. I've been witness, and I do know that whoever have this type of business, the majority of the time, unless they do have system like kind of a barcode system, but they need to have a barcode system also in inbound, not only in outbound. But what do they tend to do? If they want to be precise, they input their stock, their inventory into the website manually, doing some sort of checking the inbound delivery for the goods. So let's say they order a pallet of items. This is the order they've done. When they receive this pallet of goods into their warehouse, they are going through the list of the items. They say, yes, this is this, this is this, this is that, I got it. And in the meantime, they insert him into their website inventory. Let's say they do have they managing only online, they only selling online, so they insert on the website. Right, you heard, well, so there is a person that is actually checking, but manually inserting into the platform, online sale platform manually. All these items that are cataloged with the SKU code and prices and whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Well, there is this manual action. Now, that obviously this passage, it's subject to human error, as always, miscounting, and all sort of things. And higher is the volume, and as many the product are, more the products are, and more the probability to making mistakes that we will have. Now, again, I will recommend, obviously, we always are in the hands of your supplier and and also the system that you're using for sale, the platform we set. But these are pretty simple things, otherwise I wouldn't even talk about that. These are simple integration. So let's say a supplier is integrated with API, it got like integration with API. That will be super easy, because what you can do when you process your order, you can even process your order through API. So you don't even have to send email or something, because we are at the point that we are sending email, okay, well that's okay. We are sending email with Excel spreadsheets with the amount of items that needs to be ordered, and it's all manual, and it's all, again, in my personal view, long, obsolete, and complicated. So let's say we can process our order through API, but I'm not talking about the processing order, I'm talking about the inventory now, otherwise we'll get into a wider range of things. So let's say when you receive your items, you also receive through API the quantity, the SKU or inventory number for that item, regardless if that number is not the SKU that you would have in your online shop. You would have that SKU from the supplier. It doesn't really matter. You got a number, you got a description, you got whatever from one side. And that's the most important thing. Let's say your supplier doesn't use API, so it's a dinosaurs of supplier, and you use, let's say, what? Excel spreadsheets, no problem. Excel spreadsheet will have all these details anyway. So now it's on you. I get to the point. What I would do in this case, to keep it simple, the first step is creating a script. Okay? Again, a simple script. What is a script? A script is, let's say, it's like it's a simple form of a program that does an action. Let's say you write the code that make something happen, an action, executing an action. In this case, the action is what we said. This person sent you, okay, in this pallet there are these items on an Excel file, no problem. You create a script, or make somebody create a script. Let's go. It's a good way, innovating and spending some hundreds of dollars or whatever is it going to be to have a script done and make these things happen. It will make you save thousands of dollars anyway, regardless how big is the business. If the business is big, having a software that or some sort of automation, it will make you save millions anyway. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. So the script, they're gonna say, yeah, go into these spreadsheets, Excel, and collect all these data and pass all these data and input all of these data in the back end of my inventory in my website. And all you need to do, and all the human needs to do, is just supervising the process. Supervising is just mean that if there is hundreds of items put in from A to B from these spreadsheets of the order, when it's gonna mark it off, when the pallet will arrive, it will simply mark it off and say yes, 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 no, or maybe correct the quantity into your inventory backend of your online shopping. And that's a completely different thing than receiving this pallet of goods and going through the list and input them. It's a completely different story, because everything is already there. You're only going through and check that, okay, you got it and you have it. That's it. And it's very simple. This is it. If this comes into an Excel file, yes. If it goes through API, Even better, you don't even have to, there's not even going to be the script that from the Excel is going to connect, in this case, to WordPress or Shopify. It will go directly when you confirm the transaction and you check the quantities. That will save you so much time. There is another little important things to consider into this process, that you will have everything updated and ready to go and save much time. However, when you record these kind of things, when you will have this data from the Excel spreadsheet, you got into a digital way and you can decide to do something else with all these things. And I'll go to the second point. The second point is another important thing that everybody struggling to put in place, and they would like to. I mean, a business is based on number, sales, profits, and all the. It's all about analysis. So we're talking about data analysis. That's the second important point of this video: data analysis. Of course, every platform gives you some insights. Gives you some insights that could be total sales, total cost, whatever. Again, this is very kind of limited, because, for example, a very, very important things into an online business, like in a lot of business, in every business, I do believe, it's the stock on hand, okay? So I want to just talk about this data analysis, one important aspect that I do believe, and I try to be brief, but I try to explain it. The stock on hand, having a very small stock on hand and an optimization of your stock on hand, it actually leads you to have a smaller inventory, okay? And inventory, it's costly to have it. So let's say if you have data that you are selling, let's say, one item every day average of this item B, called item A, let's say. You know that based on your data, you're selling once a day. One item A day. So in a week, you sell an average of 7 of these items. Now, you do know that your supplier, for example, will take, let's try to keep it simple, 1 week from the moment that you order, on the moment that you will receive this restock of item A. Now, you got 2 options. Well, the same option that is the big pitfall of every business, relying on a human and the experience of a human that's supposed to do, that don't supposed to do that job because that job is suitable for a machine. And I'll try to explain myself. That does not require skills or creativity to do and perform that task and that duty. All required is data and forecasting. Now, a human can be very good in forecasting and based on previous experience. So let's say this person has done this job in the same company, in the same market for 20 years. He will know that, well, today is the moment to place this order because the sales are like this. But the process it's subjective. It's about that person. If that person will leave, well, and the new rookie or a new person needs to be trained, well, maybe doesn't have the same knowledge, doesn't have the same sensitivity or whatever you want as skills. So he might not order or might order too much just because he doesn't know. But it does not require to know anything, because the data said that the average is 7 items per week sold. Well, there could be always a week that you will sell at 14, but you're gonna make anyway an informed decision based on data. So based on data that anyway the person can still correct in case, well, that's the prediction. Before clicking OK and confirm that, you can still say, no, I do feel there is a special celebration and I want to order 7 more. And you can still change it, but let the machine the job in the first instance, and the human needs only to supervise that. Sorry, I digress. I'll go back to the point. If you know that there is a week time to arrive, so you do know that you need to order this 7 item 1 week in advance. So you know how many you need to order, when do you need to order, and you can also give yourself a time frame of to compensate in case and mitigate some delays or something. So the point is, why a human wastes time to go and look the sales and taking decision, and maybe is that day has been busy or couldn't attend that matter, and a day more pass or 2 days more pass, and there will be delay, and etc., etc. So data analysis, when obviously with more supplier it's different, with more products it's different, however the principle is the same. Create a script again that we don't know, we can input how long will take to receive these goods, how many goods we're supposed to sell, and all the parameters that we needed. So the script are going to say, when the stock fall below a certain level, considering the time frame to receive from our supplier from the moment of the order, and readjusting obviously of what is the actual sale at the moment, let's create an order that can be sent through API if the supplier will allow us, or would create, if the supplier would like to receive an Excel spreadsheet order, create an Excel spreadsheet order with all the item numbers, the quantity, and etc., etc. Step 1. Step 2, wait for the review. When review from a human has been confirmed, click, send an email and place the order. Or if the supplier would have a portal where you need to input your order because you got an account, that the same things that always complicate but doesn't matter, the script will run another script or another whatever, the same script will place the order into the portal. And that what the script will do, okay, when this is done, when you got that data, you will log in into this website. Obviously that need to be done through API. And if there is a portal, obviously majority of the time you could do it through API. And you will input this item into the portal, process the order, and you don't have to do nothing. Now, it seems all simple. It actually is very simple. The most difficult things is not writing a script, or the most difficult things is moving forward with these thoughts. Find the best way to tackle a problem, or let's say not tackle a problem, like have a better workflow. What is possible? What is not possible to do? These are things, these are basic. We're not talking about data analysis, artificial intelligence give us some insight, artificial intelligence and software connecting through Google Ads, monitoring in real time and adjusting the advertising, creating advertising, managing this. It's another example for online businesses. This is not that. This is simple, basic things. In order to run an online shop or a small little business, or only require real manual labor, because if you don't have, obviously, Android and cyborgs or automated packing machine, you still need to take the things and stick the label or whatever. But it's minimal at that time that all these issues are sorted. So anyway, look, I really hope I gave some hints. I gave some important inspirational points about some of the things that can help you and to start to think that automatizing your business is the best things that you can do. Reducing anything, any papers, any things that you can do manually, just try to put it on zero. And all the human needs to do is taking decision and supervising. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Please, if you like it, write in the comment and ask a question. Be part of this new rising community. I'll be so grateful for that. And I will hope a lot of people, especially, of course, from all over the world, but anyway, Australian businesses probably are the one that are very highly affected from all of this, because we got a labor cost that is through the roof. Like we are paying minimum $30 per hour as any single person without being skilled. So average, let's say. So it's absolutely crazy. So all this time are thousands and thousands of dollars. And another last point before closing. Sorry, it's a very long video, but is more we can automate it, more that we can automate, and more the process that we can digitalize. It's great for the future, because we can link with other systems. We can link those things to other processes. If something is in a piece of paper, well, that piece of paper to be connected on the real, let's say, actual world needs to go on digital. It doesn't really matter which way is it going to be, into an Excel file, into whatever, into a Word document, whatever, needs to be digitalized. We can't do nothing if it's not digitalized. I really hope that could be would be a good video. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow Unfolding Next. I'll try to dig deep and give me some question, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Ciao. Thank you so much. Unfolding Next.